Hello again, everyone, and welcome to my craft room at stampinginthevalley.com. My name is Joanne, and I'm an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up! Today, I want to show you in this video how to watercolor. This is something that I'm just trying, I'm starting to do for the first time through Stampin' Up! I've never done it before, and I'm having fun with it. We'll be using our new stamp set, Happy Watercolor. And this is a lot of fun. This comes out of our celebration catalog, the new one. So, well, let's get going with this card. Now, I took, this is Calypso Coral, and it's cut at 11 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2 to make the portrait size card. Then this is special watercolor paper. When you watercolor, you have to have this paper so it doesn't bleed. And of course, Stampin' Up! Sells that, and the number is 122959. Then I used, from this stamp set, I love the, okay, that is so cute. Psst, you make me happy. So, and I stamped that in the Calypso Coral, on the Calypso Coral at the bottom, and used some of our little pearls that are in a straight line. Let me bring in that pearl pack. I want to show you this, that Stampin' Up! Thinks of everything, okay? So in these pearls, what you get a small, medium, and large size. And then you get 3 lines of ones that are already connected. And that's what I used right here. They're already connected. Perfect, absolutely perfect. Also, I wanted to tell you about our pearls. You can take any marker, as you can see right here. I was using a black marker because I was making the little Santa tea lights, if you watched that video of mine. But you can take any color marker that we have and color your pearls any color. So they're not just white. So you could always, you know, add a little color if you wanted to. Just a little tip there. Now, let's go ahead and, you know, I can show you how to make the card. Of course, you know, you see how this is, and then using the stamp set down here. But what I want to show you is how to do the watercoloring. So, I'm going to bring in my watercolor paper, and the way that I use this is I use the whole sheet of paper, and then I cut whatever I use, then I cut that to size. So I don't cut it first and then, you know, and then do the watercoloring. I do the watercoloring on the full sheet of paper and then cut out what I need. Because sometimes, you know, things are a different dimension, or you might want to cut it a little bit different. So, and that's just my take on it. And then, of course, we need an aqua painter. Now, these are fantastic. Like I said in the beginning, I've never done this before, and I'm having so much fun with it. You just fill this little cylinder here with water, and immediately, you know, and just give it a little squeeze, and your brush is wet. Your brush is wet, and then you can get into your ink, and we're going to go through how to do that in just a minute. Okay, but first, we need our image. I love these flowers. Aren't they beautiful in this stamp set, Happy Watercolor? So, when you use the watercoloring, you want to use StazOn, because the StazOn is going to give you a border that your ink then is not going to bleed out of. Okay, so I'm going to ink this flower up with the black StazOn. Just do that. Some solid ink on it. Sometimes I turn it over and ink this way. See, if you turn it over and ink that way, and if you can hear me, I'm just getting a cold. Okay, great. Now, from here, just turn it over, and then I'm going to go straight down. Rubbing it around and up. There we go. Fantastic. Now, let's go ahead and put my chair in now and get out our, cover this stays on up because I can really make a mess. Okay, bring in all of our colors that we're going to use. So when I do something like this, I'm going to bring in my Calypso Coral, crushed curry. I like to open up all of my ink, Pear Pizzazz, and the Island Indigo. And you can use any colors you want. These are, the ink that I'm using is from our the new colors. And I'm going to bring in a napkin here because when we change colors, I'll show you how to do that. And I'm going to start with the Pear Pizzazz and do the stem. So you take your Aqua painter and I just squeeze it until I see a little water come out. I did that on a napkin, and then you can squeeze your ink into your lid, or you could just kind of pick it up off of the pad. I kind of like to pick it up off of the pad a little bit. And then it's just like, this is so much fun. It's just like coloring. I love it. A little bit more ink. And just a little coloring. What the greatest thing about this is that you can make this as light or as dark as you want it, and you can do that with the water flow and the ink. Now, when this goes on, it's light, but as it dries, you get even more color in the paper. And I hope that the camera is picking this up, because I'm seeing it get darker, the green get just a little darker. And it's watercolor, so you can go, you can go outside the lines a little bit, and it looks too cool. I love this. Okay, great. Now, I just take my Aqua painter and a napkin and just wipe it off, and that takes that ink color off of there. I'm going to go in and pick up, let's see, let's do our Calypso Coral. So I'm going to pick some of that up. And again, with this, I'm just working on the edge of the ink pad, just a little tip of it. And I'm going to go ahead and color these flowers. How pretty. Grabbing more ink. And really, it's fast, it's fun. How beautiful. Now, I do want a little bit of shading in the center. So I'm just going to add a little bit of darkening there. Let's do another one. And I'm not going to do every single one for you. I just want to show you on a couple. And I'll finish this later and then put it on another card. I am just in love with the Aqua painter. Like I said, I've never done this before. So this is just really my third attempt, because I did a couple of other cards and I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to do the video on it. Beautiful. Now I'm going to go ahead and change color again, just kind of squeezing the water, squeezing it right here and squeezing the water, and then wiping it off. Great. I'm going to bring in some crushed curry, and I want that in the center of my flower. Okay, right there in the center. Little darkening. How pretty. Change color again, and I'm going to come up and pick up my Island Indigo, and then I'm just going to kind of come out on these tips. Just adding a little bit more color. Start on that flower. Cute. I want this to come up here in the blue. Here, I should say in the island indigo. The tip is so fine on the Aqua painter that you can really get in to little spaces with it if you want to, and get very creative and very detailed with this. I'm going to clean that off again, and I'm going to start on this flower here. Very, very simple. So much fun. I could probably sit and do this all day. And it doesn't have to be perfect because it's a watercolor. You want it to get a little smudgy. That is adorable. I'm just so thrilled with the Aqua painter. Okay. Bring in some yellow here. The crushed curry in the center. And you can see how this is all coming together. And I swore that I wasn't going to finish it, but I'm thinking, hey, let's go for it. I'm going to bring some blues up in there. And you really just can't make a mistake. How much fun. Just picking up color. And kind of staying in the lines, but not. You don't have to. That's what makes it look so cool after it's done and dry. And you can see I'm just swiping my brush through the ink. Just on the corner of it. So it's kind of a little dry, and now where these are a little bit drier, I'm going to say up here, I'm going to bring in a little bit darker color around the crushed curry. The shading is beautiful, beautiful, nice. Cleaning it off. Bring in my crushed curry. Get the center right there. So blendable. And again, as it dries, the color just pops up. And this watercolor paper is fantastic. Great. Clean that off. You can hear my little kitten playing. Somebody dumped a litter of kittens up here. So the little runt, I took it in, it got so cold. I live in Tennessee, and this poor little kitty, it was so cold. I brought her in, so she's mine now. And I'm just kind of coming up with the island indigo here. And I'm going to use some Pear Pizzazz here on that stem. Come up on this. You can always go over it, make it darker. How relaxing. Even when you have a cold. Beautiful. And a little bit more of the island indigo down here. Actually, the kitty's playing with my grandson's toys. And right there. All right, there's our flower. How nice. I hope you've enjoyed this video of my very first time with watercolor with you guys. Please join my mailing list at stampinginthevalley.com where if you join my mailing list, and it's free, you will receive an exclusive video just for you for joining my mailing list. Also at the bottom of this video, if you like my YouTube channel, please subscribe, and anytime that I do a video, it'll come directly to you. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the watercolor. Have a great day.